Hey YouTube, this is Mark, and I want to go over a couple of things on solar. The reason I'm making this video is when I was doing a lot of my research for solar, it seemed like you had to have these huge, complex $5,000, $10,000 rigs. And I really just want to make a video on my simple solution and what I use it for. So the first thing I want to point out is that my cabin that we're using it for is from Michigan. It's in Michigan. It's in the northern eastern part of the state. So summertime, a lot of sun. Wintertime, not so much. And I think that's very important because you see a lot of these videos of people in California or Arizona where they're getting tons and tons of sun all the time. And it's a little bit different here in the Midwest. So first thing I want to go over is kind of the size, and then go through the components and then kind of what we use. So once again, this is a very small system. Nothing crazy, no huge 2 kilowatt, 5 kilowatt systems. So the first thing I'm going to show you is I have 3 45 watt panels over there, and those are 15 watts a piece, so a total of 45 watts, so not a very big system. I want to come on and show you over here to our battery bank. Which is just right here. So in this component, what we have is 2 6-volt batteries. They're paired and linked to give it 12 volts of power. We have a 750 watt inverter, and then there's also a charge controller. Charge controllers are super important, guys, because this is going to regulate the solar input on the batteries, and it's also just going to kind of tell you where your levels are at. You can see that was at 12.5. That'll get all the way up to 13.3. So moving on to the batteries are just Duracell, they're golf cart batteries. They're rated for 210 amp hours. That's a piece. Now when you link them together with the 2 6 volts to make it 12 volt, your amp hour stays the same, so it stays at 210 amp hours. And once again, I know the system is very small, but it works out really well for what we use it for, and especially the solar only having 45 total watts. A lot of people seem to need 400, 500, 1,000 watts of solar actually coming in. But in our situation, what we do is we're up here every 2 to 3 weeks, and we're just here for a weekend. So 2 days, and we're gone for 2 or 3 weeks, and we're back up for 2 days. So the entire time that we're gone, as long as there's sun, they're charging. So that's our system. I'm going to come and show you inside kind of how we do it, and kind of what we've run off of it. Alright YouTube, so now we're inside our cabin. I'm going to show you kind of what we run off of our little solar system. So the main thing in the wintertime is our TV here. We have a little 19-inch LCD TV, really does not take too much power. We run a Roku system off of it or a DVD. Pretty simple system, doesn't pull a lot of electricity. The other thing is we charge our phones off of it. And then the last thing we do is we do have some LED lights hanging from the ceiling that we run. Now obviously anything else that we need to charge up, like we have some flashlights that we may charge up, some power tools that we'll charge up once in a while. This system will really run all of that for us. We've never had an issue over a weekend of running out of power, as long as the sun's halfway decent, but it always seems to be fully charged when we get up here. It's great. So I want to talk about a little bit of pricing on what I paid. So the solar panels I found for a guy on Craigslist that was selling them. They were brand new out of the box. I think I paid 45 or 50 bucks for it. The inverter, once again off of Craigslist, I found a guy selling it brand new. I think I paid 20 bucks for it. And then the batteries, I got those from Sam's Club. They were about $220. That was with tax and the disposal fee. So you're talking about I have about $300 wrapped up into a solar system that works. And that's the main reason I really just wanted to post this video out there, is because everything, all the research that I did, seemed like you had to spend $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 for these systems, and it's just really not that complicated, guys. Depending on what you're running, if you're just using it for a small weekend, you really just need a small system, spend a few $100s on it, and it'll work out fine.